A very good day to our lecturer Dr. Rosaliza and my fellow classmates. Today I'll be presenting on natural polymer with the topic of chitin. What is chitin?
The most abundant aminopolysaccharide polymers occurring in nature and is the building material that gives strength to the exoskeleton of crustaceans, insects, and the cell walls of fungi. Chitin is widely distributed in nature and is the second most abundant polysaccharide after cellulose. The main natural sources of chitin are shrimp and crab shells, which are an abundant byproduct of the food processing industry. They provide large quantity of this biopolymer to be used in biomedical application. Chitin in nature is present in three different types of crystalline form and varies in degree of deacetylation. The structure of chitin is an polysaccharide, more precisely an aminoglycopyranate composed of an acetylated glucosamine and glucosamine units linked by beta-1,4 covalent bonds. Due to this specific linkage, chitin exhibits an extremely robust structure towards chemical and biological aggression. Indeed, the chitin bond is similar to the one found in cellulose, contrary to starch. That is much more easily digested by enzymes or several microorganisms than cellulose. The structure of chitin, moreover, an acetate group attached to the major part of glucosamine monomer units of chitin confers to extremely poor solubility properties, making chitin difficult to process and thus limiting its potential application. To circumvent this issue, the hydrolysis of the acetic group, also called deacetylation, can be applied. When glucosamine units are predominant compared to an acetate glucosamine units, the biopolymer is no longer designed as chitin but as chitosan. Therefore, the degree of acetylation or the degree of deacetylation is used to characterize the chitin or chitosan. The physical properties of chitin. In terms of mechanical stability of chitin nanofibers have an antibarrier extent crystal structure as well as they have high mechanical strength and modulus. Thus, chitin nanofiber has been applied as an useful reinforcing element to improve the mechanical properties of acrylic resins and polyetides. The thermal stability of chitin. In an oxidizing atmosphere, thermal degradation of chitin starts at about 235 degrees Celsius and end at 510 degrees Celsius. This was due to vaporization burning of volatile compounds produced from the isothermic depolymerization of chitin and the formation of volatile low molecular product. Thus, most of our studies prove that chitin is thermally stable up to 200 degrees Celsius. The solubility of chitin shows variation in its solubility according to different sources. The biopolymer is insoluble in all the usual solvents such as nature water solution and most organic solvents. Its poor solubility is due to the presence of high hydrophobic properties and its extensive semi-crystalline structure. However, chitin is soluble in other solvents such as hexafluoroacetone, hexafluoropropanol, and chloralcohols.
Processing of chitin. There are generally two processing methods for chitin production, which is chemical processing and biological processing. I'll be explaining chemical processing first. Under chemical processing method, there are three steps, which are deprotonation, demineralization, and decoloration. Under deprotonation, it includes the disruption of chemical bonds between proteins and chitin. In demineralization, it includes the removal of minerals, primarily calcium carbonate, and lastly, discoloration. It includes the removal of pigments like carotenoids. For biological processing, there are two methods, which is enzymatic deprotonation or fermentation using microorganisms. Under enzymatic deprotonation, enzymes such as protease is used for removal of proteins during chitin extraction. Additional NaOH treatment is used for treating final isolated chitin to increase its purity. The additional of sodium hydroxide solution treatment for after enzymatic deprotonation is required because enzymatic deprotonation is less efficient compared to chemical processing. And the next method is fermentation using microorganisms. The price of using enzymes can be reduced by adding selected microbial strains and endogenous microorganisms. Microorganisms feed on protein and thus removing protein in chitin extraction. So for both chemical processing and biological processing of chitin, the main idea is to get rid of protein and to form chitin which has been deproteinated, either way of chemical or biological processing. After chitin have been deproteinated, they will be synthesized to produce chitin polymer, and the method used is chitin biosynthesis. Chitin biosynthesis is a highly complex and interconnected series of events which starts intracellularly and ends in inclusion of chitin to form chitin polymer or chitin fibers. Chitin nanofibers are conventionally produced by the electrospinning of chitin solutions. This approach involves harsh conditions comprising use of highly acidic or basic solutions. Electrospinning of chitin solution to produce chitin microfibril is more conventional method for polymer production as chitin nanoparticles can self-assembly from pure chitin derivatives due to its solubility. So the diagram on the right depicts the electrospinning of chitin in either acidic solution or basic solution to form chitin nanofibers. Analysis of chitin. Chitin has a very good antibacterial properties. It says that chitin has shown great antimicrobial activities against a large sector of microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, and yeast. One of these causes is associated with the impermeable coat of formation due to cross-linking between the polycation nature of the polysaccharides and the negativity charged cell surface. This layer would prevent the intake of nutritional substances into the bacterial cells, leading to microorganism death. The other mechanism involves the chelating agent properties of chitin and its influence on microorganism growth. Next is the antioxidant properties. The antioxidant activity of chitin and derivatives corresponds to their scavenging ability against different oxidant radical species such as alkyl, superperoxide, hydroxyl, and BPPH. The mechanism is related to the chelation of free metal ions by the polysaccharide hydroxyl and amino groups, which leads to the formation of a stable system. Chitin also displays an inhibition of free radical chain reaction due to the synergic action of the acid anion and trimethyl chitosan cation. Lastly is the application of chitin in cosmetic industry. Biodegradable, biocompatible, and non-toxic chitosan microparticles for encapsulating extract. Modified chitin microparticles containing rosmarinic acid for skin delivery formulation. In food and nutrition, food packaging made by chitin-based films with microparticles of olive pomace. Niacin-loaded chitin monomethyl fumaric acid nanoparticles as a direct food additive. Agriculture. Gum chitin nanoparticles containing geraniol for pest management. Chitin natural biopolymer as a growth stimulator of rice yield. Chromatography. N-methoxycarbonyl chitin for high-performance chiral separation materials. N-cyclohexacarbonyl and N-hexanyl chitins as chiral selectors for enantiomeric separation. Water treatment. Graphene oxide ionic liquid and magnetic chitin in heavy metal ion pollution cleanup. Multifunctional nanocomposites of chitin as contaminant water treatment material. And lastly, wound healing. Collagen or chitin gel composite supplemented with a cell-penetrating peptide with an antibacterial activity. Silver nanoparticles encapsulation into chitin-based membranes without altering the wound healing ability. So that's all for my presentation today.